Hey there, Ryan Niles with the Niles team at Cornerstone Home Lending. You might be a buyer right now that's been looking at a lot of the headlines, talking to family, friends, and interest rates have skyrocketed in 2022. Buying makes no sense right now. You've read the headlines and you're just kind of maybe now on the sideline where as we end 2022 going into 2023, you might be thinking, I'm just going to wait on the sidelines, see if rates drop and if prices drop before I go out and look with my real estate agent to buy. I want to talk about today why that might not be a good idea at all and why, the top 5 reasons on why you should entertain purchasing a home today. So let's take a look at the fact that right now rates are at multi-year highs. They've more than doubled from when we started the year to where they're at currently now as of this recording, kind of at the end of October. But the good news is for you as a buyer, higher rates have created fewer buyers out on the market, more opportunities for you to look in the market with less competition. The rates going up this year have either eroded people's ability to even get qualified for a home loan due to their debt to income ratios being really high now with the raising rates in their payment, or some people are just simply they can get a home loan, but they don't like what that payment yields them. And they've been working with a lender who has not shown them creative financing strategies, which we'll get into here on the number one reason why you should buy a home today and what we call a seller credit. So reason number 5 is you just have less competition. Take advantage of the fact that rates have went up and scared a large buying pool away. And you can go out with your agent right now and have more opportunities to find that dream home. You can see from the affordability index that right now homes are the most unaffordable they've been since July of 2006. And so you hear that as a buyer and you're like, well, that makes no sense. Why would I buy right now if it's extremely unaffordable to do so? Well, it's because you're going to be able to take advantage of the fact that you're not having to overbid and you're going to have contingencies in place to protect you. So reason number 4 is you're not having to overbid or release contingencies. The last 2 to 2.5 years have required a almost auction-like approach to buying a house where there was 30 people that wanted the same house. You were basically saying who's going to be the highest bidder, and you would win the offer, but really you overpaid or you overbid for that property price just simply due to too much demand and not enough supply. In addition, buyers were having to release their contingencies with no kind of fallback option. And that was putting you at risk as a buyer. If you had to release your financing contingency, you had to make sure the loan's 100% good to go. A lot of people had no inspection contingencies. So you were buying the house as is, or in some cases, not even getting an inspection report done. Right now, you have contingencies that are back in play because the market has calmed down and it's more buyer friendly. That contingencies will help you. They protect you from falling in case financing falls through or the inspection report looks terrible. You want to have those protections in place as a buyer. In this current market, you do. That's a huge benefit for you as a buyer. Third reason, a better selection of homes. Pretty simple. There's a lot more homes right now on the market, and you don't have to wait for, a house gets listed on the MLS and then within 3 hours you're having to make an offer and go rush to see the property because 30 other people wanted the same house. That's not happening right now. So you can take your time, you can go look at the property, get an inspection done, after you made an offer. There's a lot less stress and a lot less of a rush to have to go make a quick decision. You're having more opportunities to look at homes, and still speed matters in this market, right? You don't want to take too long, but this rush and this kind of craziness that we've been dealing with the last 2+ years is slowed down tremendously. It's a very good opportunity for you as a buyer to just see a larger selection of homes to make on without making a rush decision. Number 2 is waiting for rates and prices to drop before you buy. And in doing so, that's going to bring back a seller's market. We do not want to do that. So again, if you're looking at waiting until spring, summer of next year to buy because you think maybe, prices are going to drop more, rates are going to come back down because we're going to be in a recession, That may be true. The problem is all that's going to do is bring back the floodgates of buyers that are currently on the fence that are waiting for this exact thing to happen. And you're going to have more competition than ever. It's going to be a seller's market again. And you're going to start having to overbid on homes, not have contingencies in place to get your offer accepted. You're going to have to waive financing and all that, like we've been dealing with the last couple of years. And that's not advantageous for you at all as a buyer. So waiting for rates and prices to drop is what everyone else is doing. That's not going to bode well for you when you have to deal again with a massive amount of competition. If you can go look now and find the right house, we can get you into a home, because the number one reason why it makes sense to buy today is that we are negotiating what we call seller credits, and we're using those credits to do rate buy downs. This is a massive deal. There's more wheeling and dealing and negotiating going on than there has been the last several years right now. So for you as a buyer, you can go, in this example, say you're looking at a house that's listed at $875,000, and we can create this report for your exact situation. So just take a look at an $875 price point on the left column there in a traditional offer. Market rates right now are about 7%. Your payment would be about $56.93 a month all in that example. You're putting 20% down, 30-year fixed loan. And what if you wanted to do a price reduction, which is the second column? That's what you were told to do, or maybe that's what you thought made the most sense. And you go, all right, I'm going to offer $825 to buy your house, which is $50,000 lower than list price. That is a good thing. It helps your payment, but it's not super exciting. It would drop your payment $318 a month down to $53.75. Okay. But we want to look at columns 3 and 4. That's utilizing a credit. So instead of offering $50,000 lower and offering $825, just offer list price for the house. But to buy the house, you say, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I want a $50,000 seller credit, which we would use in that third column to do a permanent rate buy down. Notice the third column's rate. We would buy that rate down through the credit, and to avoid predatory and high cost lending laws, we structure this credit into the purchase and sale contract, and then we compliantly use that credit to buy a rate down to 5.375% in this example. Look at how much that helps your payment. It drops at $737 a month versus the $318 a month in column 2. Massive difference in monthly payment. Now you're at $49.56 a month all in, and all you did was utilize a credit to buy the rate down versus a price reduction. It's going to move the needle much more in your payment and increase your affordability. That last column is we could actually do a permanent buy down in combination with what we call a 2-1 buy down, and get your rate down in this example for the first year down to 3.375%. That first year, your payment would be $41.31 a month, and that saves you $1,562 a month that first year off the payment. The second year, the rate would be 1% below what we locked you in at, so that would be 4.375. And then years 3 through 30, with this structure, we would have your rate at 5.375% for the remainder of the term. There's ways we can structure the offer and the credit on how we can best serve you from an affordability standpoint. So this is the number one reason why we're recommending buying in this market, because you want to work with a lending team like ours that can creatively structure and run numbers and figure out the best use of a credit versus simply looking at a price reduction. I hope this helps and you found value in this presentation. If there's anything my team and I can do to help, don't hesitate to reach out. And again, we'll create a total cost analysis report just like you're seeing on the screen here for your exact situation. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.